Tappy has just released Arc 7 Chapter 57B, and this video will be a summary of the chapter. I highly recommend you check out my Arc 7 Chapter 56B summary. Anyways, let's begin. Emilia was in a big panic. When she lost Subaru, Emilia states that she wishes Subaru is at peace with Rem. Emilia knew that the shadowy entity sent Subaru, Rem, and a third person somewhere, but she wasn't distraught because both Ram and Beatrice could assure that they were okay. Of course, even if he was alive, Subaru would be reckless due to him wanting to protect Rem, meaning that Subaru's life may be in danger. Not only that, Rem was sleeping. Emilia knew that she had to get to the Volakian Empire. Anastasia wanted to infiltrate Volakia through Kararagi. However, when Emilia and the rest arrived back at Roswell's manor, it was found out that even Roswell couldn't assist him using his status. It was Otto who returned from Priscilla with Garfiel that offered a solution. They would travel to Otto's hometown to get assistance from his family. With that, the group travelled to Otto's hometown and then arrived in Volakia, which brought Emilia to the city of Guaran. Seeing the beautiful cityscape being destroyed brings anger to Emilia. How can they do such a thing? Emilia mutters a word and immediately the world around her loses heat. Immediately the city is blanketed in cold. She is modulating her power so that she doesn't freeze everything. All she has to do is bring the temperature low to a temperature that the inhabitants of Volakia have never felt before. Dragon species are weak to the cold, therefore flying dragons will be affected. That's what a figure next to Emilia says, and Emilia says yes. Emilia says that she studied about dragons from Petra before she arrived. The figure near Emilia recognizes that Emilia is a half demon, and Emilia says that she can call her a half elf. And then Emilia realizes that the woman is Priscilla and wonders why Priscilla is in Volakia. Emilia calls out to Priscilla, telling her to watch out, and Priscilla dodges Madeleine's attack and jumps near Emilia. And Madeleine starts getting enraged, asking where everyone is coming from. But Emilia, who is equally as angry, points at Madeleine. Emilia states that her name is Emily and she's using a fake name. Madeleine wonders if Emilia is similar to Arakia because Emilia is a spirit arts user, and wonders if Emilia is a spirit eater. But she's corrected by Priscilla. Emilia is confused about what a spirit eater is, and she is told that is when you eat spirits, and Emilia says that it's really bad to eat spirits, and wonders if Puck and Beatrice can be eaten. Madeleine introduces herself, and Emilia tells her to stop attacking the city. The dragons are attacking slower, and that the cold that Emilia has brought is slowing them down. However, if Emilia continues to make the world colder, she can stop their attacks, but she doesn't want to kill the flying dragons. Emilia tries to convince Madeleine to stop, but Priscilla says there's no point in trying to convince her. With that, Priscilla and Emilia agree to team up to stop Madeleine, and Emilia gives Priscilla a hairpin to fix her hair. Madeleine comments that they are disgusting due to being fearless before her and she's a dragon. However, Emilia says that she wouldn't be afraid of Madeleine. Madeleine attacks Emilia with her weapon. Emilia creates ice mallets and changes the trajectory of the attack. However, her ice mallets are destroyed. Emilia also comments that Madeleine is stronger than her. Madeleine says it's natural since she's a dragon. As Madeleine stood proud, an ice block landed on her head. Priscilla says how dare Emilia destroy the city, but Emilia says that it's already been destroyed. We see that Madeleine actually caught the ice block and it shattered into two, and Madeleine jumps at Emilia and Priscilla. As Madeleine attacks, Emilia creates footstools to jump on, then creates an ice sword for Priscilla to use. Priscilla takes it and says that the decoration is nice, so she will use it. Priscilla slices at Madeleine, but the sword shatters, and Madeleine attempts to grab Priscilla. However, Emilia kicks Madeleine with both legs, causing Madeleine to stumble. Priscilla grabs 2 more ice swords and attacks Madeleine, and Madeleine blocks them with her arms, but then Emilia attacks Madeleine with a spear of ice. Madeleine shrugs off the attack, but Priscilla continues with a sword dance, covering the area with ice, and she continues to slash Madeleine. Priscilla is keeping Madeleine at bay, and Emilia is attacking Madeleine from the side. With that, Madeleine was continued to be enraged and attacks, but Emilia and Priscilla dodge. Emilia and Priscilla say their names as they counter Madeleine and knock her away. Madeleine's body bounces across the floor and ends up on the rubble. Priscilla says so much for being a 9 Divine General and Dragonkin. We see that the dragon people died out a long time ago, and Emilia wonders if they can talk to Volcanica. Priscilla is confused, and Emilia says that she met Volcanica recently. Emilia states they should stop the flying dragons, and Priscilla says that the cold will slow them down enough to be hunted. Emilia says they need to find Subaru and Rem. With that, Priscilla makes her way over to the area Madeleine is buried in, and there's thought of relocating to Cair's Flame with their collaborator Selena Dracoy. Emilia finds Madeleine's body and tells her to stop the attack, but Madeleine only utters her name, and then a huge roar could be heard. A shockwave emanates from the south of the city, destroying buildings. Buildings which contained the wounded was also affected. Flop, who was running, was thrown off his feet and his back hit the wall. Despite the pain, Flop would like to move on and watch his sister be happy, avenging himself in this cruel world. Flop stands up. It seems he's perfectly fine. He can hear the moans of pain coming from other people. The place is a mess. He hopes that Utakata and Shot are okay. We see that Flop and the rest arrived at the villa and were helping Rem with their wounded. Rem asks what's going on, and they notice a great change. Rem and Flop run outside to see what happened after the shockwave, and Rem helps an injured girl. Flop and Rem check the girl, and we see that the girl has 2 horns on her head. The girl raised herself after being treated, and Flop sensed that something was wrong, almost as if the girl was about to swing her claw. Flop's brain and sense of time was not working as intended. Kuna and Holly were helping inside the villa. Utakata is helping Schultz, and Heinkel is knocked out, so they cannot be relied on. Flop closes his eyes. He hears a voice. "You should value your life, Flop. Self-sacrifice is a fool's errand." With that, Flop states that he doesn't mind being called an idiot. With that, Flop approaches Rem and pushes her out of the way as the claw swings out. Blood splatters and Flop lands on the cold, hard floor. With that, the chapter ends. Well, that was an interesting chapter. So Emilia and Priscilla beat up Madeleine. It seems like Madeleine's trump card was to sort of call her name, which caused this dragon's roar to appear from above. Again, I'm not too sure what happened there. I think either way, it caused a shockwave, which seemed to have launched Madeleine towards Flop. And Rem and Flop rushed outside to sort of survey the damage. They saw Madeleine's body. Rem tried to heal Madeleine, and then Madeleine got up and attacked Rem. And Rem, of course, was saved by Flop, but Flop got hit. Hopefully Flop doesn't die. He's one of the best characters in the arc. I feel like Emilia will arrive and heal Flop, but we'll see what happens next time.